Hey Rita, so nice to have you at the Education Next podcast. I'm very happy to have you here. I've been hearing a lot about you from Arta, anyways, and I've been seeing your LinkedIn post and your enthusiasm in all the workshops that we worked together at. And I really want to know more about you. Tell me something about yourself. What do you do? What do you like? And other things.
Thank you very much. Um, well, I have been meeting with Arta for about a month now, and it's been very exciting learning about new tools and meeting with new kids that share the same compassion to learn about AI as well. Um, for me, AI is like an opportunity to expand your knowledge and to also have a wider perspective on new things. So, learning more from that is kind of like a gift. So, participating in the boot camp and speaking about an idea that I have produced was very great, and trying to make that a reality was even better. So all of the workshops that I've joined were only a better step to the real goal, to achieving um, something of your own and doing your own idea. Because my throat.
I can understand. You want some water?
No, it's okay. I have a cold.
All right, all right. I have similar issues, so I might be coughing as well in between.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, so see, I'm really curious to understand that, at this age, I'm sure you would be hearing a lot from people that, wow, we love your enthusiasm at this age. Where does this motivation come from? Uh, I mean, how is your environment and surrounding? What has, helped you leverage what skills you have and that you're building? Where does this come from?
So first of all, I think speaking English is one of um, the things that helps you because you should speak languages, of course. And I also know German too, so that of course helps me. But at the age of 10, I started coding and doing Photoshop and things like that, work for for my mom, so
uh,
little jobs. And that soon started to climb up and pile into another um, kind of like passion. So I started joining classes on coding, joining workshops, and first of all, Dokutech is a well-known event in Kosovo. So we just me and my mom wanted to join and see what's up. But accidentally, we signed up for a workshop. So that was the thing that got me started, a coincidence,
uh-huh.
which now that I think of is what got me here. So we accidentally signed up, and there was this form on how well you are. And mom got a different email when she did the form. So I did it twice.
Yeah.
Time, and the first time I did it just how I am, a teenager, But the second time I did like I am a college, I am the best, the best, always the highest. And then I got another email. So we went with mine. And then I went to the workshop and they accepted me even though I was younger because I really had knowledge in those kind of fields in a bit of Python and AI. So I teamed up with um, a friend there. She is in college now, and we had the idea of Learn Smart. We won the contest for the most innovative idea, and then um, we met Arta, which was kind of an accident too. Mom went to a meeting, she met her, she told her about me, and then I started to join the Sunday kids.
Ah, sure. Okay.
and then the boot camp, and things started progressing. And this week I actually have a coding competition, which is held nationally, and is the first time that Kosovo is competing. So that's a big deal.
Another thing I notice, I think, in you is you're very, positive about Kosovo growing, and I see that you bring that in. I mean, whatever forums I've been with you, 2 or 3, whatever, I see that you bring that aspect a lot, which I'm really, I'm really, I really admire that actually. The way you bring that element of Kosovo at this age again, it's surprising because you want to elevate your country, and that makes so much sense. So where does this come from?
So my father is a professor of anthropology, which is a field that studies humans. So from biologic anthropology, cultural anthropology, and he does projects with people about their past. And Kosovo just got out of the war at 2008. So there's still people that are haunted, or that still, of course, remember those and pass them on to their kids. So with those projects, sometimes I helped them, did little jobs so they could digitalize some things. So, of course, being in the atmosphere while we're doing those projects, you really learn a lot about your country. And I think every kid here cannot go on without telling someone that they're from this country and they are proud to be here, because all of our parents fought a lot so we could, of course, enjoy this life and have these opportunities. So I'm proud always to mention that I'm from Kosovo, and every time they spell our name Kosovo with the O, and I try to always say Kosova, because that's
Sorry,
our real.
I have been saying Kosovo as well because that's how I've seen in the spellings. But
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm going to say Kosovo because it's and I see that
Thank
passion in
you.
Ata as well, because when she's been traveling, she talks a lot about Kosovo, and she talks to me, even when personally, she talks about how it's needed there. So when you were part of the GIZ boot camp and you saw youth being a part of it and Ata coming and, helping out, and you guys as young geniuses being in the platform and sharing your ideas, how did that make you feel at this, uh, to be able to help someone, motivate someone, and a lot of young adults were there. So how does that make you feel?
For me, it's when you're talking to other people, there is always the problem of stage fright for a lot. And for me, since a young age, I haven't had that. I could go to about 100 people and just sing or dance or ask questions that my friends couldn't, because they were scared, or they said, "Oh my God, how do you do that? How do you just go up and don't care?"
Mhm.
So I've never really had that. And I'm always kind of they say a great student. So when you're also presenting, you have to have those etiquettes and to know what you're talking. So I really try a lot on my presentations, and that helps me a lot when I talk to other people. And being an inspiration, that is I'm sorry. That is a title. Like, you're the inspiration of someone, and that really makes you happy to know. And you always try your best to live up on that, because you can be an inspiration and then make a mistake and you drop that title. So you always have to live up to that achievement. So I always try to make my presentations, or when I tell somebody an idea, a little more comfortable to them. So it's when I presented, I also had the question, what do you think is wrong with the system, with the learning system in Kosovo? So always trying to incorporate others, and that makes the participants feel like, oh my God, someone is letting us talk about our perspective, and it makes them feel more open, which also my age is 13 and theirs were 20, 25. So of course there is a difference, which makes you also look like a genius.
Yeah, I think something very similar Maya spoke to me, when on the perspective of asking questions, because you were never given that space to ask questions. But now, when you can ask questions, you make the person feel involved because they feel that I can answer. My ideas can be received, it can be acknowledged, and that makes a huge difference when you have a workshop or when you have people of different ages coming together. Another question that I want to ask you is, now that especially in countries like India, Kosovo, there is a huge population of young adults. The youth population is quite high in India as well. And the traditional way to college and school takes a lot of time. And now that many content creators are there, there is a revolution going on happening somewhere where people are developing skills to mostly with content creation and learning small courses, taking courses which are available in Coursera or Udemy or other platforms, and they're elevating themselves. So, how do you think the future does, or the present is going to change such that youth are more dependent on themselves rather than institutes and traditional way of learning, which takes a lot of time? What's your view on that?
So I go to school, traditional schooling, and of course for some people who are not beyond, but who always succeed in the materials they give you, you get a little bit bored and always have to learn new things or join new courses to keep you busy. So for me, I have a lot of online courses like Kaggle. Sometimes I'll go on Excel or Coursera, which keep me busy. And that always expands my knowledge, and I always excel in my traditional schooling. But a lot of people in Kosovo are not aware, of these platforms. For example, iExcel is a program that is used from 14 million users, but maybe only 2,000 in Kosovo. Because a lot of people do not know what ChatGPT is, what Sonic is, what Midjourney, Photoshop, AI, they do not know what those are. So a lot do not get the spark to go up and research the tools so they can be better. There are in the world only 40% of people know what ChatGPT is. 40% don't. So just to measure up 40% of the world, that means like 90% of Kosovo. And for me, I really would like to enlighten people so we can also tell a lot of them what AI is and what it can do for you to simplify your life. But a lot have that opinion in their mind that no, or they are too stubborn to think that I won't let that do for me because they're scared of it or they don't understand it. So really should be like when they had posters for COVID everywhere in school or everywhere, they should have like these little small signs of how you could use AI maybe in your life or how it could help you.
Correct.
Did that answer the question?
Yes, you answered it, but I want to make it further and ask you another thing. Like, I'm sure that you feel the importance of AI, and because you have been using it. So, two questions here. How do you use it in your daily life? How does it simplify your life? And and on that note, why do you think, if somebody, a young person is listening to you, how can you literally express yourself and tell them that it can really be useful too?
So my friends only knew ChatGPT. The only AI tool they knew was ChatGPT. And I knew it before them, of course, because I told it to them. So um, my mom is really curious in this kind of thing and always tries to have new techniques to improve her work ethic or to improve her work. So to make it easier for her. And the first person who told me what ChatGPT is was her. So we signed up and got the waiting to, and then we signed up for Bing and now Write Sonic and Venturous AI. So a lot of AI platforms, and I really use it a lot in my daily life. But I try not to use it a lot when I do my schoolwork, even though it can help me. Sometimes you really have to do the process or the procedure in math mostly to really understand what you're doing. But when I get stuck, ChatGPT, Write Sonic are the first ones I go to. Not my math teacher, not my mom, not my dad, even though they have experience.
Hmm.
The first person I go to, I grab my phone, ask the question. Sometimes I use photo math, which just scans the problem and you have the solution.
Mhm.
Um, when I try to explain it to my friends, it's very easy because they all also try to adapt and have new skills as well.
Hmm.
But there is this video I have seen while scrolling on LinkedIn, and it said when you're trying to explain to your friends AI, and it was very complicated because some of them don't really understand. I say, do this, and they say, but no, it's not working. Da, da, da. So when I see that, I say, or I don't know how to teach them this. How can they not understand it? It's so easy. For some people, it isn't. Some people don't really self-teach. They want everything to be ready for them and cannot just have the simple task of opening an account and getting inside. So I really try to teach them a lot of apps and to make it easier for my friends and my family, but sometimes they just don't want to take the effort on trying. Because I really use ChatGPT and all of the AI tools a lot. Once a day, or yeah, once a day, at least.
Because you've been using and you've been used to it, I'm sure that it becomes like it's like just an assistant tool for you. When you need it, you just use it, right? It's if it's a difficult task or something that you want to make it easier. And I think people, like you said, the mindset that we come from generally is kind of, I don't know if I should call it a traditional mindset, but like you said, mostly we expect things to be served. The teacher tells you to read these questions, and then you read that and come, and you will not budge from that to explore something new. And that's why badges of students come out with the same mindset. And when they go for jobs, they expect things to be, things to come to them. They don't go and seek things. And I think that makes difference between you and others who are, still stuck in their own ways of not, taking things. But what is interesting here is that you want people to learn and understand the value, like Maya also was saying, that she would like if people would understand how can, it makes lives easier. It can, if they would like to. And so do you see, because you're in a traditional school, sometimes do you feel that a couple of things are very into a rote learning kind of a thing, and because you have a different exposure back here at home and other places, and then do you feel that you are in two very different places when you are, balancing that way of learning? Because like in India, the education system is quite, based on rote learning. There are new ways now coming up, but still I feel that the curriculums are old and children are learning something in a very traditional way, memorizing answers, and which makes very different when you are using tools like that, that makes your task easier and more supple. So how do you balance that?
So I go to a private school. It isn't really a private school, it's half-half. So they always have the new technological advancements. I always send my homework in classroom or new platforms. We have smart boards instead of whiteboards and chalkboards. So that is one of the reasons why it isn't. My school always tries to come up with new ways, but it still isn't enough. I'm sorry. Many kids in Kosovo don't really know what smartboards are or what tablets are. They still stick to the old traditional way of learning. And even though the traditional way works, because it's worked for you, it's worked for my parents, for my grandparents, um, even though it works, it really should be improved. It hasn't changed in centuries. It's still the same. The teacher sits in front, the people in the back, the students in the back, and then they explain something in 45 minutes, which in a normal public school in Kosovo, there are about 40 students. So 1 minute for each student. How can that be? Not the same intelligent. Everyone is intelligent, but not the same capacity. Students don't have that. Someone can learn better while they listen. Someone can learn better while they read. Someone with images. So I really think learning should be personalized to the needs of the student. And even though I do well in school, I really, for me, is listening. I can concentrate a lot and just listen to the teacher, and that really helps me. But for someone, listening is very boring. They cannot concentrate for 1 minute. If it depends on their life, they cannot just stay still or cannot just listen properly, but only move and look at the ceiling. They're gonna be fascinated with the wall instead of listening.
That's so
So
right.
that is the reality here. I think it really should be improved.
I'm sure it should be. And I'm glad that you have, embraced the technology and using it, and you have ideas of building yourself with the skills that you have, and updating, upskilling, which is very important now than ever now, because now, like they say, you have the gadget, you have the Wi-Fi connection, you can do a lot with it, and you can network with people, like you sitting in Kosovo and I sitting here in India, we can talk and we can share our ideas. Adi can join a session like that with people from different countries, which would not have been possible before, but now it's very much possible to network, and I think you guys are taking the best advantage that you can, and I'm sure you will embrace more. And I'm glad that you guys have come together to share, and I give my best wishes to you guys. And do you want to say something before we leave to the youth who are listening to you?
Um, I just want to say thank you for this interview. It's a real opportunity, and I'm grateful for it that I get to talk about my experience and that you have listeners that can listen and maybe learn something from it. So I'm very thankful for that and grateful. And just want to say that it's real that we can talk from India to Kosovo and share our opinions or our thoughts on this topic that is currently kind of invading the world, because everyone is starting to use AI, but some don't really know it. So it should be something that is used worldwide, and helping people gain information on that or knowledge is really humbling, you know? So thank you so much.
I'm thankful to you, Rita, for spending this time with me. And I'm very proud of you guys, all of you, the young geniuses. I think that you guys have the capacity to take things to a different level and inspire many others, and which makes it beautiful, because knowledge should be always shared, not be, within the four walls. And that's what you guys are doing, sharing your knowledge, and you are learning. So when you are learning, you're basically, um, you know, not just not just separating that as a part of yourself. You are there, you are vulnerable to things that you know, that things that you don't know, and that makes you guys very, very special. So thank you so much for being here. My best wishes to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.